Hello, guys. I am live and I'm ready to perform. We're not perform. This really isn't a performance, but I'm live and I'm ready to talk to all of you. So first off, I want to start here. You know, about my mother and stepfather. Um, are my mother and stepfather sexual sadists? Are they torturers? Um, I think it's pretty obvious they are. So here's what I want. Here's what I want to say to you guys. You know, can someone tell me the goddamn truth? My stepfather is a sexual sadist who got off from bullying and torturing me. And so did my mother. He hasn't liked me for the past 20 to 25 years. They're lying, they're sadistic deceivers. So they were trying to hurt me while creating a facade they were trying to help me. One example of this is pharmacological abuse. Their intentions with the psychiatric medications which they got Dr. Copland to prescribe were to bully me. They got off sexually from seeing me chemically lobotomized. They wanted to render me a vegetable mind like Syd Barrett from Pink Floyd. They wanted to melt my brain. They had nefarious intentions. I was forced to take the medications. It was my body, but I had no choice. I'm told I really am suffering. My life turned out horribly, but my parents aren't sadists or fiends. When I feel the constraints of my life, I blame them by bringing charges of sexual perversity. But my mother, father, and stepfather loved me and had good intentions. So toggle my emotional switch to off. So I was watching clips from the movie American Psycho. I've never seen the movie, but someone said Patrick Bateman, who is played by Christian Bale, in this scene is like me, where he murders someone with an axe. I disagree. It's a comedy. And secondly, nothing I learned would ever make me murder someone with an axe. I don't want life in prison. It's a sensationalistic movie. However, I laughed at a comment that said Bateman murdering Paul with an axe is a subtle hint that he doesn't like him. Yeah, how subtle? You can't get less subtle than that. I mean, quite frankly, murdering someone with an axe proves beyond a shadow of a doubt you hate the person. I mean, that's literally as blunt and as brutal as you can get. So I was watching professional wrestling, from this Monday, the night after WrestleMania. I liked how John Cena yelled shit when Randy Orton appeared out of nowhere and hit the RKO. Maybe I'm used to Cena being a goody two-shoes for the past 20 years, but I'm having a hard time buying into his heel persona. A heel persona is that of a bad guy. Cena still seems like a nice guy. Imagine the real world was like sensationalistic WWE. If you don't like somebody, all you have to do is randomly attack them, then you'll have a matchup at the upcoming special event. But if you did that in the real world, you'd quickly lose your freedom and get locked away. But it's fun, entertainment, and fantasy. Yeah, I mean, if you really attacked someone in real life, you'd be locked in prison or the psychiatric hospital, and you don't want to go there. So don't be like Patrick Bateman. Don't be like John Cena. Oh, no, or Randy Orton. John Cena was the one who was attacked, but... So I'm live here. I'm live. It's 11 a.m. It's the morning. Anybody out there? Anybody got any comments or questions for me? What's your impression, guys? Do you think my parents got off from my pain and suffering, or do you think they had good intentions? I'll share with you the other artwork I created yesterday, too, while I'm at it. This one. I'm so tired and I drink cup after cup. I drink so much coffee. I'm very much a caffeine addict. I'm very much a caffeine addict. I got to go lightly on the coffee. I'll go with this one. Here's another one here. Can someone take accountability? I'm being lied to by my mother, father, stepfather, family, friends, etc. Everyone's lying. Realize I'm seeing monsters behind the faces of everyone I'm getting close to. They are telling me the truth. If you toggle from they love you to they want to kill you, back to they love you, back to they want to kill you, it'll ruin relationships. It's rapid delusional mood swings. But frankly, I think they are monsters behind their masks who got off from hurting me. This one's called The Snake. It's a little bit, there's a lot of colors in this one. And this is my mother's green bunny. Otto Greenberg, who is a low functioning mental patient, says, I'm looking in the mirror. I think I have skin cancer. And Dr. Natural says, you went to a dermatologist. It is hypochondriasis. Later, or a few days later, Otto says, I have such a headache. I think I have brain cancer. And Dr. Natural says, there is no evidence of brain cancer. It's like your body is bullying you. All right. So we're 7 minutes in and we only got one inpatient, and this person is just watching and not saying anything. I read, it's the 20th birthday of YouTube today. YouTube is 20 years old. That's interesting. I've been on YouTube I guess I started in 2010 officially, but I really started in 2015, 2016. And I'm as old as YouTube itself. Well, no, I'm older than YouTube. I'm 37 years old, but I'm one of the early YouTube forefounders. Major of India says, hey Andrew, hey buddy, how's it going? It's just you and I, Major of India. How art thou? I don't really have any plans for the day. I got nothing really in store for me. Realize even if my parents had nefarious intentions, even if they intended to hurt me, there's going to be no court case. Nobody's going to jail. Nobody's going to prison. I want them to take accountability. All I want is the truth. I want them to admit they had nefarious intentions. Somebody says, did you have a good relationship with your stepfather? Absolutely not. Did he like you? Probably not. But, was he trying to turn you into Sid Barrett? Was he getting sexual pleasure from your suffering? I think so, but, that would be difficult to prove in court. It's my word against his to say, no, I had no nefarious intentions. Somebody says, there's a mantra. Think of the event, but leave out the intent. I can't prove he had nefarious intentions unless he confesses he did. Major of India said, did you find out about the disability money? What about the disability money, Major of India? What about the disability money? Somebody says, it's your money. You should be able to use it for housing and upkeep. Yeah, if my parents really hated me, they would throw me on the street. They'd make me homeless. They'd, put me in the psychiatric hospital. If they really hated me, it could be so much worse, and, obviously with my disability money, I don't even have enough, for upkeep and housing. And So it could be a lot worse. And I was talking to my father over the phone this morning, and he started breathing like this, like Darth Vader. And I think he was doing it intentionally. Now, in years past, I would have assumed he was breathing like Darth Vader because he's saying somebody else is my biological father. But I don't think that's so. I think the reason he was breathing like Darth Vader was because he thinks I'm going to turn into Darth Vader when I discover the truth, when I discover how I was tortured by my mother, father, and stepfather. I'm gonna be like, so I'm like, this is sensationalism. This is a fictional movie. I'm not gonna turn into Darth Vader. You know. But somebody says, Andrew, this is predicate logic and ideas of reference. Your father was probably breathing heavily, not to mock you, not to torture you, but because he might have been out of breath. He might have been winded. And I see a post on X, formerly Twitter. Name a villain who is 100% right. So are they saying the villain is my stepfather and he is a sexual sadist who tortured me with premeditated intentions? And the reason he tortured me for the past 20 to 25 years is because of the intergender wrestling. So, even though he was sadistically torturing me, pharmacologically abusing me, trying to watch the change in me, to go from a happy kid to like a traumatized mental patient, he's right because he has a reason he doesn't like me. Is that why? Or is this an ideas of reference delusion? Is this predicate logic? Somebody says, Jesus, Andrew, people can't even breathe around you. Your father can't even breathe without you getting Darth Vader references. Well, somebody says the worm has the worm has turned. What does that mean? What does the worm has turned mean? Let's Google that. Oh no, I know. Even if my stepfather wasn't getting sexual pleasure from my suffering, even if he wasn't torturing me, he definitely viewed me with disdain and hatred. He definitely looked at me with animosity. He was definitely cold and towards me. So even if his intentions weren't to hurt me and we were just coexisting at this household, it was clear I was living with somebody who didn't like me. He didn't even make it secret. He didn't even hide the fact that he didn't like me. He just didn't like me. He would scoff every time I was around. He'd be like, he hated me. But, if that doesn't mean he's a sexual sadist who was trying to torture me. Or was he? I think my mother and father love me in their own way. But my mother obviously lied to me about the reason why I only realized recently why my stepfather disliked me. About a few months ago now, it dawned on me the reason he liked me after seeing an advertisement for Cruise Shoes, Cheech and Chong's Cruise Shoes on X, formerly Twitter. It's the intergender wrestling. That's the reason my stepfather has hated me for the past 20 to 25 years. Some Major Vindia says, sometimes I kind of think you want to be in a sadomasochistic relationship with your parents, and that's okay. No, I want freedom. I want independence. I want to be happy. I want to lie on a beach with a woman. I want financial independence. I want freedom. I don't want to be a sadomasochist with my stepfather and mother. Why the hell would you want to be that? I want freedom, independence, a life. Lily asks, "What's a sadomasochist?" That's somebody who gets abused. That's somebody who gets tortured. That's somebody who, a victim of bullying. Somebody an abuse victim. Somebody who gets bullied and The sadist is the person who tortures. I'm not the sadist. I'm the masochist. I'm the person who gets abused by my mother and stepfather. I'm the passive one. Does that make sense, Lily? But Dave says, but that's what you want. You want a dommy mommy. You go on FetLife and you seek, dominatrixes. So maybe that's your fantasy, and you're projecting it onto your mother and stepfather. So he says, if you blame your mother and stepfather, and you're giving them power, Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, there's going to be no court case. I'm not going to put anybody in jail for pharmacologically abusing me. The key to recovery is getting financially independent, getting a girlfriend, getting a life, socially engaging. All right, guys. All right. Good to see you, Lily. I know you wanted to play chess today. Lily wants to play chess with me today. I want to tell you, though, I'm not very good at chess. Anybody got any good sunscreen recommendations? Because I've been putting sunscreen on my face, and it's really irritating my face. It's really making my face red. Anybody got any good sunscreen recommendations? I mean, I'm trying to look for some like dermatology sunscreens, you know. Major of India says, I suggest just getting sunburned to the fact you get dark. Well, you get skin cancer that way, but the sunscreen, I know Erie was saying, causes skin cancer. So you can't win. You put sunscreen on, you get skin cancer. You don't wear sunscreen, you get skin cancer. You can't win. You can't win it. Yeah, I stopped wearing the mask, my executioner mask in public. Erie says, you look like you got some sun on you. Yeah, I've been outside. Erie says, you got so dark. Yeah. I've been outside and the weather's been sunny, so I got a suntan. I got a suntan. Major of India wants to know, will I record metal music? Major of India says, shake my fist was dope. I know Rusty, my one of my number one inpatients, says to me, when I talk nasty about my mother, father, and stepfather, he's like Arthur the Aardvark. He shakes his fist. He's like, you better not go live, boy. If you do, I'm getting angry. Your mother, father, and stepfather do so much for you. They provide you with so much. You better not go live, boy. Actually, maybe I should call. I got no plans for today. Should I call my father and ask him if he wants to get Chinese food with me today? Yeah, maybe I should. Let me give him a call. So he says, let's talk to Dad. Let's call my father. Let's ask him if he wants to go to a Chinese hibachi buffet. Okay, let's call me Poppy. Here. And ask him if he wants to go to a Chinese buffet. Ring-a-ling-ling-ling. Hey, I'm on with the inpatients. I hear you're in your car. Where are you? Yeah, I'm on with the inpatients, so don't say anything too crazy. Don't talk about plans for world domination or anything like that. But okay, yeah, so don't talk about your plans for world domination. However, where are you right now? I hear you're in your car, it sounds like. Okay, so you're still up by you. You're still on the North Shore? Would you like to grab lunch today? Today's a bad day? Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, fair enough. Um, yeah, I was gonna ask if you wanted to go to one of those Chinese buffets and get that with the little hibachi grill, but yeah, you got something going on tomorrow. Massapequa, yeah, yeah. All right, you want to talk to the impatients, or you're driving right now? Should I put you on speaker and you can talk to them? Hold on one sec. Okay, so Poppy, say hello.
Hoi hoi.
Okay, so Poppy's here. Dave says hello to Poppy.
How you doing, everyone?
How's everyone doing? Somebody says they hope you're well. You want to talk about the reason why you can't eat today? You,
Yeah. Basically, I'm going to start the process regarding the radiation treatment tomorrow, and there's those things they want me to do a certain thing, like in regards to, like, not eating, drink water, so forth and so on, like the day before, and so I'm going to that's it starts today, and tomorrow is not radiation itself, but it's called the simulation, and it sets me up with all the I guess the machines and such. It calculates everything, like where they need to radiate my body, and that'll all be done tomorrow.
Okay. So good luck. Everybody's praying for you. Everybody's giving you good vibes. And good luck.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'll keep everybody up to date in regards to what's happening, but knock on wood. I hope everything continues to goes well, and and it should.
So do you want to change the topic to pro wrestling? Because WrestleMania took place this past weekend. You want to talk about wrestling?
Yeah, there's a bunch of title changes, right?
Yeah, I think the most significant is heel John Cena taking the title from Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, which was, I think it was, I mean, I don't know, I think it was pretty shocking. At least I thought it was shocking. I mean, not surprising, but but it was good to see that they brought Cena back to the top of the card again.
Yeah, it's been a while since he's been on the top of the card, so it's good to see him back on top.
And I know
although they said the match between Cody Rhodes and Cena was bad.
Yeah, I mean, they turned Cena into a heel.
Yeah.
So that was quite interesting, also.
A bad man. They turned Cena into a bad man.
Yes. Yep.
Remember that with Bumpy Knuckles?
Oh yeah, that's his.
The A-Team.
His music.
Yeah.
And Gunther lost.
Yeah, Gunther lost to Jey Uso, which is pretty interesting. Apparently the video, the clip video, the highlight video, has so many dislikes. But I was discussing with somebody, it doesn't really matter if people dislike you or like you. It's if they show you indifference and don't react to you at all. So even though the video got tons of dislikes, people are reacting to it, which is the key in that industry.
Exactly. Yep. You're right. Because like every match is going to be somebody who's hated and somebody who's liked, and but if you get the crowd behind you, one way or another. But you know what? I heard Monday night, I guess the night after WrestleMania, I guess Gunther came out and he was kind of like protesting, and he was eventually he attacked was it Michael Cole, the announcer?
Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, I think, or was it Pat McAfee? Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
He put McAfee in a like a chokehold and stuff. So that's interesting. I guess they're turning him into a heel.
I think he was a heel, right? And what Jey Uso was the good guy. So.
Yeah, but they're raising the temperature on.
Yeah, but they kind of made him. They had to, because they kind of made him lose in and not a squash match, but in kind of a burial a little bit. So they have to bring Gunther, assuming they still have plans for him. They have to bring him back with determination, you know.
Yes, that was that's interesting to see what they're going to do with him.
Rusev came back. Remember Miro in AEW? Rusev with the wife Lana. Rusev Crush. Rusev Day. You remember Rusev?
Yeah. Could you say it again? I really didn't.
Rusev came back. Remember the Bulgarian Brute?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's back.
Oh, okay. Did he come back WrestleMania or last night?
No, he came back to Raw after WrestleMania, the Monday.
Oh, excellent.
Braun Breaker joined Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins. It looks like they're going to do some sort of dangerous alliance or some sort of stable. So Braun Breaker, Rick Steiner's son.
Right.
Yeah, he joined Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman. It looks like they're building a stable. Some people say it's a little bit like Evolution. He's kind of like the young Randy Orton. So we'll see where this goes.
Yeah, that would be a nice one though. Those are good. Those are good competitors.
Yeah, those are good competitors. What else happened at WrestleMania? As we said, everybody thought Heyman was going to betray Roman Reigns and be with CM Punk, but it turned out he's with Seth Rollins, and he's forming a stable with Breaker. What else happened? I don't know. Any other matchups you were interested in?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't get to see it because I don't have the Netflix or whatever the device they have. I don't have that on my TV, so I didn't get a chance to see it. I just read up about it like after the matches.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. On Monday night, Cena came out. He cut a promo. He's doing his heel antics. And Randy Orton comes out of nowhere and hits the RKO. And, when he hit the RKO, Cena yells into the mic, "Shit!" And it was kind of a cool sequence of events.
Yeah, that's all like Cena altogether,
Yeah, they're making him a bad guy now.
A bad guy.
A bad man, Bumpy Knuckles. Remember that?
Right.
Yeah. Also, interestingly enough, they didn't change his attire. He still wears the jean shorts. He still wears the T-shirts. But yeah, he's definitely a heel now. Do you buy into his heel persona, or do you think he comes across still like a good guy? Do you think he's a believable heel?
Oh, it's hard to he's been such a good guy for so long. It's kind of like when Hulk Hogan turned bad, and the reaction was, "No, you can't do that. I mean, your entire career you were a good guy," and that's kind of like the same thing with Cena, I guess. So it's hard to.
I think with Hulk Hogan, people were getting disgusted with him and his backstage politics, and I think people were starting to boo Hogan right before he turned heel, and people kind of hated Hogan because he's kind of like a politicker and a bad person in real life. Where Cena's kind of a goody two shoes, and I think people kind of genuinely still like Cena. So I mean, he's even though he's a heel, I feel like we kind of still view him as a good guy because he's been a good guy for 20 years. I don't know.
No, I agree with you 100% there. I mean, it's hard to, like, all of a sudden, change your opinion on somebody.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But, Cena was an interesting character also because, fans either loved him or they hated him. So, he was never like middle of the road. So,
right.
So to leave the good side to go to the bad side, it's going to be interesting to see how that whole thing works out.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Cena. I mean, it's going to be interesting. All right, I guess. Do you want to get going, or do you have any other things to talk about?
Yeah. The volume stuff. The voice is kind of hard to. I pick up maybe like every other word and such.
All right.
So yeah, I'll be in touch later on.
All right. Peace out, Poppy.
Peace out, everyone.
The Impatients are saying goodbye to you.
Yeah, God bless them all.
God bless everyone.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome. Bye. See you later. All right. That was Poppy, guys. That was Poppy. All right. So Rusty, I hope you're by, Rusty, because we got. I want Rusty at my beck and call here, because we're about to get an entrance. So it says Poppy needs to be on the channel more. He'd make the channel big in no time. Yeah, Poppy's an interesting character, that's for sure. Poppy's an interesting character, that's for sure. So it says Poppy is a draw. Poppy is a draw. Putting the wash in the dryer. Putting the wash. Putting the wash. I'm putting the wash in the dryer. Putting the wash. Putting the wash. Not in air fryer. When you put the wash. Put the wash. When you put the wash in the dryer, you're putting the wash. Putting the wash. Coming to the live stream at this time, standing 6'6" tall, weighing 273 pounds, Cell Waters. Wee wee wah, wee wah, wee wee wah, wee wah. You are going down. Ah. All right. All right, I'm back, guys. I'm back. How art thou, my impatience? Somebody says, you're misreading the chat like you're medicated, buddy. What in particular did I misread, Dave? What did I misread? Somebody says, I think Andrew misreads the chat on purpose. Yeah, sometimes I'll say things to keep the show flowing, to keep the thing going. Sometimes I'll say somebody said peace out to Poppy when nobody actually said peace out to Poppy, just to keep the thing going, Somebody says Dale, your stepfather, is the biggest heel in the world. He's the biggest heel in the world. Specimen Andy says, I said peace out to Poppy. Erie asks, were you rubbing sunscreen in your hair again? I certainly was, but then again, I just showered. So, yeah, Erie. I know we've discussed how I'm probably going to get skin cancer. I know. Should I get a haircut today? Or should I look like Syd Barrett? Should I look like a 1960s psychedelic rocker? So he says, go to the Russian. Don't go to the place down the block. Drive to Levittown and go to the Russian. Yeah, I know. He's going to ask me, where have you been for the past several months? He's going to question me like I've been cheating on him. But like, I don't know. I've been, I tell him I've been institutionalized. I tell him I've been in the psychiatric hospital. Erie says, you need a nice buzz cut. That was a good look for you. Somebody says, Specimen Andy says, the 60s buzz cut is the way to go. You know, get the 60s buzz cut. The 60s Barrett hair. Grow it into an afro like Barrett. It's awfully considerate. Yeah, maybe I'll get a haircut today. That's a good idea. It's about that time. How much? So for a $30 haircut, how much do you tip? $5? Is that a good tip? Somebody says, has my mom ever done my hair? I think when I was in middle school, she buzzed my head a few times. But to be honest with you, my mother doesn't cut my hair. She doesn't really know how. I think when I was in middle school, my mother gave me a buzz cut a few times, you know, like the middle school buzz cut. We got TB in the house. Hey, TB, how's your outpatient group going? How are you doing, TB? Somebody says, just shave your head. Just shave your head. Like Sid Barrett in the 1970s. Hey, we got Tara Social in the house. How art thou, Tara? How art thou? How art thou, my buddy? I saw her song about the N-word, you know, using my video as, you know, the reference point. Very, very good. I saw your song "Semi-Retarded," which is a cover of my song. Yeah, thank you for all the hard work you put into your songs, Tara. Thank you for all that you do, and you know I appreciate it. I appreciate all that you do, Tara. Tara says, "Thank you for being my muse." You're welcome, Tara. You're welcome. We definitely love and appreciate Tara. Somebody says, Andrew was gushing over you in the video chat the other day, Tara. Tara says, it's not hard. Major of India says, Andrew, I'm not a racist. Somebody asks me, am I a racist? I'm not a racist. I like if somebody, no matter what their race, if somebody's nice to me, I'll be nice to them. You know, judge not a man by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. You know. So, there's the judge not a man by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. All right. So what are your guys' plans for the day? To be honest with you, I don't really have any major plans for the day, so I may get a haircut. Might get some pizza for lunch. I know Erie's like, oh, you cry about eating peanut butter, you cry about eating tuna fish, you cry about eating, vegetables and fruits that aren't organic. Meanwhile, you eat pizza. You know, that's pretty bad. It's pretty unhealthy. But pizza is pretty good. Pizza is pretty delicious. Tara says she's Sicilian. Oh, very nice. What so you're half Sicilian. What's the other half, Tara? So Tara is 50% Sicilian, 50% Italian, and what's your other half, Tara? See, I'm Polish and German. My father is Polish, Poppy is Polish, and my mother is German. Somebody says, I bet Tara's other half is Greek. Somebody says, pizza is part Sicilian too. Tara, she says she's Sicilian, Italian, and Irish. Interesting. So you're a little bit like a mutt, kind of like TV says Tara's other half is borderline personality disorder. That's a little nasty. Don't talk about my buddy that way. Don't critique my buddy that way. I'll come to Tara's defense. I know he's only joking, though. I know everybody's got good intentions here. TB says it was said in the nicest possible way. No judgment. Okay, fair enough. Erie says, Tara, you missed a really funny stream. Andrew was mad and threw his chair, but inadvertently hurt his back while doing it. That was months ago, maybe even years ago now. That wasn't recently. Somebody says, we all have our issues, otherwise we wouldn't be the impatients. We wouldn't be in Andrew's fan base, right? Blanca says, what stream was that? It might have even been on the old Cell Waters channel, to be honest with you. It wasn't recent. It didn't take place recently. No, I remember it. It happened. I trust Erie's memory. Erie does not have dementia, but TV says I remember that stream. It was wild. Yeah, I was off medication at that time, I think too. So that was like about a year ago, or maybe even over a year ago. Or maybe I wasn't off medication. I don't know. I was screaming, "Tell me the truth," and slammed the chair. Somebody says, Andrew was so mad at the chair. Somebody says, the chair deserved it. I was screaming, tell me the goddamn truth. Tell me the goddamn truth. And then I'm like, ow, my back. Should I call mi madre? What can I get for lunch? Should I call mi madre? All right, let's call I don't know. Let's call my mother here. Hey Ma, how you doing? So I'm on with the impatience, so don't say anything too crazy, all right? Okay. Don't talk about like world domination or anything like that. But I need Abilify from Dr. Copland. 10 milligrams. The pharmacy says it needs permission from the psychopharmacologist to order it. So I need that called in. And also, yeah, I don't know. I have a month or two backed up, but still, I need it eventually. I still. All right. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think so. So yeah. It's just. Yeah. I do. I have a month or two backed up, but I think the thing is, yeah. Okay. But do you have anything for lunch? What do you have? No. Yeah, the Kabasi's on its way out, and I mow Kabasi out for the year. Yeah. Yeah. What type of pierogies are they? Are they the pierogies from the butcher? Oh, they were good. And what else you got? No. What type of cheese? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess. I'm thinking about debating whether to get pizza or just have a grilled cheese sandwich. I guess. So somebody says red. You know, I mean, actually, I think I'm gonna go get pizza instead. Thank you for offering though. Some people are saying I'm very lucky and they wish they could be like mom, bring me food. So they're jealous. So they say I have it. Yeah, no. Obviously, the key is to get it. The key is to get independent. Independent, Yeah. Yeah. Right. All right. Yeah, I'm on with people. So all right. Okay. I'll talk to you. I don't want bananas, but I'll talk to you later. Am I doing anything today? I'm gonna get a haircut. I don't really know what else to do. I asked Dad if he wanted to get lunch, but he's got a procedure tomorrow, so he can't eat. So it's beautiful out. Yeah. All right. That's true. It's a lot of low functioning people that eat, but okay. I'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you later. Love you, Mama. All right. Ah. Yeah. So somebody says, "Love you, Mama." Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes my mother will nag and nag and nag and nag at me, and the best way to silence her is like, "Love you, Mama. Love you, Mama. Love you, Mama." That's my way of calming her down. Love you, Mama. Love you, Mama. Just calm down, Mama. Love you, Mama. Somebody says your mother's annoying as fuck. Somebody says prayers for my dad. Yeah, he's got cancer. He's got a procedure or maybe surgery tomorrow. Hopefully it goes well. He's a good man. Hopefully it goes well. Yeah, somebody says, Andrew, never tell a woman to calm down. Trust me, women don't want to be told to calm down. Yes, instead you say to them, love you, mama. Love you, mama. That's how you calm them down. Instead of saying calm the fuck down, you say, love you, mama. That's how you calm a woman down. You just keep saying, love you, mama. Like when they're ranting and raving and when it's like, don't fight, Molly, kiss, kiss. And they're in a bipolar high. You're like, love your mama, love your mama. Tara says Andrew really needs as little stress as possible. Yes, specimen Andy, that's good advice to live by. The love your mama is you don't say calm the fuck down. Instead, you don't say your emotional switch is toggled on and you're crazy. Instead, you say love your mama. Don't fight, Molly. Kiss, kiss. Oh, somebody says your dad needs as little stress as possible, not you. Okay, yeah. So I'll treat my father with kindness. I'll treat my father with kindness. Somebody asks, "Where's the BDSM collar today?" It's in my drawer. I still have it. I didn't throw it out. Somebody asked, "How do you have 2 months of pills left?" I'm not really sure, Dave. I think because when I first started taking the Abilify, I wasn't taking it until I started taking it a year ago, and I just every month when I got the text message the script was ready, I would pick it up. So I just got months backed up because I think when I first started taking the Abilify 10 milligrams, I wasn't taking it, and I just picked up the pills every time. But I've taken it compliantly for probably over a year now. I am telling the truth, Dave. I am telling the truth. I've taken it compliantly every day, and my father watches me. So I'm telling the truth, Dave. Anybody got any last questions? Erie says, "If you lie, I'm going to call ICE and have you deported back to the Polish farmlands." TB asks, "Can you sing a song to end?" What song? I guess Molly. Don't fight, Molly. Kiss, kiss. Don't fight, Molly. Kiss, kiss. Molly, you're going crazy. You're going loopy. You're getting emotional with me, Molly. You're cursing at me. You're throwing bread at me. Molly, your emotional switch is toggled on. But don't fight, Molly. Kiss, kiss. Don't fight, Molly. Kiss, kiss. Molly, you need to calm your emotions. You need to toggle your switch to off. But I'm going to get out of there. Okay, guys. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out.